I swear I'm not gonna start every single video like this, but it's so cool. What's up guys, Christian here for Kriscoart. Today, I'm very excited to introduce to you an app that has made my life so much easier. I've had a problem for a very long time with being organized, and that has actually hurt me a lot with clients, with projects. And yeah, it's just not good to work in chaos, to try to make that work. It just doesn't work. So organization is key. I've mentioned a few times on my channel. I've preached it a bunch. I still struggle with it. But today I want to talk to you about MILANOTE because it has helped me a lot. And if it helped me being as unorganized as I am, I think it will definitely help you. Now, before discovering this app, I was very scrambled. I had notes everywhere, ideas written down on sticky notes, things that I had to do written even on walls at some point. It just was not working. And now I finally have a place to actually lay it all out visually, have it all in one place. And I'm gonna actually jump in and might as well just show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so once I go on MILANOTE, right now I'm using the browser version. There's also an app. Let's jump in right now to these boards that I have right here. So the first one is the channel, and the second one is short films. So you can think of these boards as folders, but the nice thing is that you can actually color code them. You can see here we have a few colors to pick from. You can select a custom icon. So that's all good. So let's actually click on it and see what I have on channel. So there we go. We have some core elements of what the channel should have. And this was all laid out with the idea of collaboration. So the idea with this is that I'm going to have other people come in and be able to look at how the channel is formatted, how it needs to just feel cohesive, even if I'm collaborating with other people, creating other workshop episodes, stuff like that in the future. At least this is kind of like a production Bible, or sort of a place where people can kind of get an understanding of how to shoot things, how to make things look in order to kind of adhere to the branding that I've developed over the years. And here you can see that I've created an arrow that just sort of streamlines what that would mean. What is the cohesive feel of the channel? And that is as far as the look. So in here, I'm gonna slowly build up things like, you know, how to shoot the videos. Like, is it one camera, two cameras? What kind of angles? What kind of lighting? What kind of colors and color palette and color grading? All these things that have to do with the look, as far as even maybe fonts. And all that information can be found and will be eventually found in this particular project right inside of MILANOTE. Then here you can see that's followed by structure, themes. You get the main idea. Down below, marketing, SEO, you can see that there's strategy, structure for that, collaboration, outreach, that sort of thing. Revenue, how do we make this channel sustainable? Sponsors is one of them. Affiliates is another way. Product, that's something that I'll be developing soon. I actually want to launch some digital products that you guys can purchase and yeah, make some cool stuff with. So that's going to be really exciting. I don't know, kind of enjoying this. This is kind of like a sneak peek into my world of like planning and what goes on behind the scenes of what you see on this channel. Here we have content, probably the most important thing. And in here I have laid out sort of like a calendar. And by the way, I'm just skimming through this stuff. I will show you how to create this in MILANOTE, but right now I just want to give you a brief introduction just to see if this stuff clicks with you, and if you are thinking, oh, okay, I could actually use this for a lot of stuff that I'm working on, because that's kind of how I fell in love with it. So anyways, you get the main idea. That's kind of my channel strategy, content map. Let's go back home and let's go into short films, because I think that this is the section that is most applicable to most filmmakers out there, because pre-pro can be pretty intense. Whenever you're organizing a project, feature, short, documentary, whatever it is, the pre-production is, you know, it's a process. And when you're unorganized in the pre-pro, your production is going to suffer. Everything else is going to more easily fell apart, and you know, you're not going to be able to foresee certain issues and things that are going to be happening down the road because you haven't done the right planning. So super important, plan your stuff right and be organized. I've kind of recreated this. This is from a past short film that I shot almost 2 years ago that I'll be releasing very soon. So you can see that we have pre-pro, so we have some inspiration mood boards. I can click on here, and this is probably my favorite part of MILANOTE. It's that first brainstorming stage. Just this stage of brainstorming and throwing things in there and just finding inspiration in different things. You can see that one of the main sort of looks that I was going after was the cinematography in Fight Club. I love the color palettes. I love the grungy and dirty and raw feeling that it had. So I really felt inspired by that style of lighting. And you can see I've posted a few images here of some of the scenes that I thought best represented the look that I wanted. And you can see that I've also grabbed a color palette from there. And again, I'm just throwing in whatever inspires me at this stage of planning and writing. You can see there's a lot of other screenshots. There's some ideas as far as what the kitchen set would look like, what the character would look like, what type of makeup, lenses. I have notes in here that I've written them in my notepad. Like I said earlier, I was very scattered, so this is actually a nice way of just finding all those old notes and taking pictures of them and then putting them in the same place where everything else is. So that's as far as the inspiration mood board. Now, I'm just gonna skim through everything else in here. You can see that for planning, there's some light plots, there's some storyboards, there's some to-dos that you might still have to do in the planning stages. So it's all stuff that's really crucial to keep you on track. You can see the potential. I think we can just jump in, and I'm just going to show you very quickly how to do this stuff, like how to set it up. Because by now, I'm sure you can see all the advantages of using this. Let me just overview this toolbar to the side that we have here so that we know what tools we have available for us. So we have notes in here. I can just drag and drop this in, and I can type in whatever I want, and I've created a note. I can select it, delete the text, or I can select the item and delete it that way. Also, Command C, Command V, delete, all that stuff works within here, even in the browser version, so that's cool. I would like to introduce someone to you that has helped me a lot on this channel, on the projects that I do on here, the short films, and that is Gloria. She has been just the organization to my chaos in a lot of different occasions. She's been a huge help, and she's worked in the industry for really huge shows that have some mind-bending problems where if you're not organized, it all falls apart so quickly. So she is actually just as excited as I am about MILANOTE because it's going to be finally a great way for us to work together and communicate and have everything planned out and organized in one place. So I'm really excited to be able to have a conversation with her and her experience in MILANOTE and how she uses it with me on some projects, and even some tips as far as what you should have when it comes to planning for your short film and how to organize all of that. Hi.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about maybe some of the work that you've done. You've worked for Discovery and bunch of other shows. Like, you've worked in the industry and more on the side of planning and organizing.
Yes, so I am a production coordinator and a production manager on different shows in the industry, and right now I'm also your production manager on Kriscoart. So I've worked with Chris for it's been a couple of years now, and I coordinate and manage his projects, not only on set, but also with paperwork and pre-pro and all of that. Over the years, I've worked with different file hosting services, but they're really just services or softwares where you can just drop files and they will be stored in there. But when I got introduced to MILANOTE, it's completely different. And it's a visual workspace, and I really got in love with it. And I'm going to show you why.
Right now we have sort of like a team folder called Kriscoart. So I'm going to double click on that right now. So I'm inside of Kriscoart, and I can see my team members up here. I can drop this down, get more information, and I can see, what abilities we have, if we can edit or just view it, and we can invite other people. So I don't know if you noticed earlier, we saw a little glimpse of your cursor. There you are. So whenever we're collaborating and working together in MILANOTE, it's nice because we can see what the other person is doing, where they're at, what they're adding. Everything is in real time, and that's really amazing for collaborations. I wanted to take a look at some of the work that you did into accounting, and later on we'll take a look at some forms. But let's look at accounting, because a lot of this stuff is things that we really don't think about as filmmakers sometimes, as creatives, but it's really crucial to have.
I have 3 templates already laid down. It's called invoices, company receipts, and a W-9. So we're gonna click, for example, on invoices, and then we're gonna click on 2018. So we're inside of the 2018 folder, and as you can see in here, I have all the 2018 invoices with all the production companies that we work with. So at the top of the invoices, you can see that there's a little note that says paid, and it's labeled with a green color. I decided to do this because it helps me to see which client has paid us or hasn't paid us.
We're on track.
Okay. I have a headache. Okay, on this folder that is labeled as forms, people that are working with Chris and I on whatever project can just access this folder and grab whatever forms they need to for whatever project. As you can see in here, I put a call sheet template, a location agreement template, an invoice template, property, and travel memo template. I need to add more templates, but this is very, very easy and simple because people can just access it in here, download the template into their computer, and just work on it. And then once they finish working on whatever template they're working on, they can just save it into the computer and drag it back into MILANOTE, which is the beauty of it.
So from these forms and looking at this, what are some of the must-haves for a creative, for a filmmaker that is planning a shoot? What is some of the most important stuff that they need to have going into it?
Just do a list. For example, starting with the script. You should have the script. You should have on the DP side, you should have a camera plot, lighting plot, a shot list, which is so important. You should have a budget. You should have a prop list, all the agreements, permits, certificate of insurance, releases for actors, which is very important.
Releases also apply to not just your actors, like the people that you are accounting for to be on camera, but really anyone else that appears on camera, anyone else that you include afterwards. So if you're doing a documentary shoot and you're interviewing people on the street, anything of that nature, they essentially need to just give you consent that they are willing to appear on camera, to appear in your project, and that's what that form is for. Cool. So that's pretty much it. We looked at a few things for pre-pro that I think are pretty necessary for productions. It's good to have these templates. I encourage people to actually kind of create a structure similar to this and just have something ready. And I obviously recommend MILANOTE. We've been using it, we've been working on it, and it's been so nice.
I think MILANOTE is an awesome software or an app that you can use for whatever project you're working on, not necessarily on the filmmaking side or this industry, but I really recommend it. Chris and I definitely decided that we're switching into MILANOTE and start working with MILANOTE, so I highly recommend that.
All right, guys, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to share with you as far as this app. You'll probably be seeing me use this a lot more in the future, especially in some of the upcoming projects and short films. This has been such a blessing for me to discover. I really genuinely love it, and that's why I wanted to share with you. And as much as I appreciate MILANOTE sponsoring this video, that's not why I'm sharing this app with you guys. This honestly has made such a huge impact on the way that I can stay focused and organized and on top of deadlines and tasks that I felt that there was a lot of value in it, and that's why I'm sharing this with you. So hopefully you will use it, you'll find some use in it, and it'll make your life easier as well. And if you're already using it, let me know in the comment section below if you're going to start to use it, or whatever ways that you can think of incorporating this into your workflow. Let me know in the comment section below. I just find that super interesting how different people can use the same tool in different ways. All right, with that being said, check out the last video I posted for some insane Black Friday deals on VFX, assets, and all that good stuff from just the best resources out there. They're all having some sort of deal, and I just put them up in the same list. So don't miss out on that stuff. Check out MILANOTE because honestly, it changed my life. I am so much more organized now, and it just made my life easier. So hopefully it will make your life easier as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Chris for Kriscoart, and I will see you next time.